Hi, friends. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning into the Lash Extension Podcast. I'm Tress.
And I'm Erin, and today we have a how-to episode coming at you guys. So today we are going to be giving you guys a why and a how to transition your service menu from a per week and per style pricing menu options to one full set price, one fill price, and one extended fill price, and why. So today, get your notepads, your pen and paper out, and start taking notes because this is how the new luxurious service menu artists are. The new luxurious service menu artists, the new luxurious lash artists are doing their service menu in 2024. Plus, it could really help you gain new clients. If that is something that is a goal of yours, is to gain more lash clients, here is a few tips. Guys, this is really weird doing us doing this backwards. Like, I don't know how to. Tress is so much better.
Funny.
This is so much
No,
better
this
at
is great.
introducing the episodes.
So this changed my life, you guys. Like, I didn't learn this from anybody. I just like ended up doing it, and I think a bunch of people just kind of ended up doing it. And we just did an episode on opinions, and so this is an opinion episode. But this is our opinion on how you can make more money. You can simplify your entire life. You can simplify your brain. You can simplify things for your clients because, as my husband likes to say, who has been trained in sales for years and years and years, a confused mind never buys. And we've talked about this on a couple other episodes, and we said, hey, we are going to do an episode specifically to teach you how to transition into one fill price and one full set price. And before you're like, oh my God, then that would not offer my clients any variety at all. Actually, the variety is now infinite. Like, you now have the ability to do whatever you want and do it in a much less stressed way. So Erin has like some serious specifics on like verbiage and how to and why to change it over, but I just wanted to like put my 2 cents in before we got started that once I simplified my menu down to one fill and one full set price, I was able to book many more clients because I wasn't booking multiple times. I didn't have like 1 hour appointment and a 45-minute appointment and an hour and a half appointment, which leaves weird gaps in your books. Everything was an hour and life got easy. So there's a lot that goes into why this would be better, but I just want to say, like, it cleared up so much mental space for me, and it helped my clients too, to the point that when I left, I'm originally from Minnesota, and I built a full clientele there, over and over again because I quit my job a lot. And when I left Minnesota to move out of state, I actually had clients who were so used to my very simple fill and full set rates that I referred to other lash artists that stopped going to those lash artists for the sole reason that their menu was too complicated. And that like really drives home the idea of a confused mind never buys. They couldn't commit because they didn't know what to commit to. So like at that point in time, it was about 8 years ago. Whoa. Whoa, maybe 7.
Time flies.
It was about 7 years ago. And one of the people I referred to had a express, a standard, and an extended fill with both 1, 2, and 3 week options for all of them. So those were already like over a dozen appointment types that my client had to figure out how to choose from.
Wow.
And they were so overwhelmed that they just gave up before they even started. They were like, I'm just not going to get lashes anymore. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, you should probably book this one. And they're like, yeah, I don't really know. And then I'd have to do it again. And no, I'm fine. So this is important not only for your peace of mind, your mental health, your business model, your clients, and like how frequently and how easy it is to come back to. Like, never get in the way of a sale, guys. Like, we are in sales if we are in the beauty industry because we are selling the services that we have to offer. Never put obstacles between a buyer and what they want to buy. Like, and the more options we have on our menu, the more obstacles they are.
Yep. And the more steps and the more choices and the more decisions that the client has to make, the harder it is for them to actually reach the point that they click book appointment.
Absolutely.
So that being said, see, this is, you guys, this is why Tress does the intro, because that was the best why reason. Like, that should have been the intro. Like, just cut out mine. Who am I? Like,
no, we're
Tress
keeping it.
deserves a crown for that one. So, though, I really agree. I really agree with what you just said, Tress, because it changed my life too. It simplified everything for my brain, especially, and for my clients. I definitely booked more appointments because of it. The other thing that I want to add to this before we get going into the how to, not only did it really help free up my mind for like just understanding, okay, I only have 2 appointment options for them to book. So I literally only have to look at my schedule to know this is how much time that I have booked for this appointment today. And this, like what you said, the 45 minutes, then the hour, then the 2 hours, then the, like it was so much simpler for me to just look at my schedule and know the allotted time that I had, as well as it really helped me. Um, it helped me better explain to my clients exactly why I charge for what I charge. The amount of disputes or the amount of questions that I received from my clients, or clients being confused about why they're being charged X amount, or it just was so much simpler for my clients to understand, as well as for me to explain that now I'm booking for my time, and I'm booking for the time booked, not for the service or the style booked. I also like what you said, Tress, about it being infinite with the style choices that now your client has. That was one thing that I really, when I transitioned from having classic, hybrid, volume, mega volume, each of those having full sets, each of them having different full set prices, each of them having a mini, a 2-week fill, and a 3-week fill, and a 4-week fill on each of those, my menu, just doing quick math, I think that was like 16 options. Is that 16?
I'm already overwhelmed.
Like, so I was overwhelmed, and I was the person that had to facilitate this menu. Okay. So that being said, when I look at other service providers that are struggling to get clientele, or they're struggling with, they're struggling with mainly getting clientele. I would say that's probably the main struggle now that I'm thinking about it and saying that out loud. I look at their service menu first. Like you said, a confused mind never buys. If you have style choices on your service menu, you have wet set, you have a mega volume set, you have a textured set, you have a wispy set, you have a strip lash look, you have a cat eye set, you have a doll eye. Like, okay, if you have your styling choices on there with each individual price, that's confusing to the client. That's too many decisions. What I did is I'm so sorry if you guys can hear kids in the background. It's outside of my house.
It kind of sounds like cats, and I wasn't sure what was happening.
Yeah,
Great.
It's outside. It is certainly summertime now, isn't it?
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Like, Erin and I record this podcast from like very, very far away from each other. We're in our homes right now. And it's funny because like I feel like when we listen to the podcast, like it sounds like we're right here with each other, and it feels like we are, but we have extenuating
We're in different
circumstances.
States.
We are.
We're in different states, guys. Mm-hmm. We're not even like neighbors. We're like hundreds of miles away. I forgot. If you have different style choices on your menu, it's way too complicated. Those are things that go in your consultation when your client actually gets into your chair. They arrive for their appointment. The only decision that they have to make with booking an appointment online with you is that they only have to decide that that price point is okay for them, and they accept it because they want you to be their artist. Okay. That was my point that I was trying to find earlier, Gracious, and I totally lost it. It creates client loyalty. So one of the things that I really, really experienced with having a service menu that was a per style basis for each of my full set prices was that I was having a lot of price shopping clients coming to me. As soon as I would raise my prices, a lot of those price shopping clients would leave me and go to the next lowest priced artist, which is totally okay. I understand that everybody's on a budget. I am not demonizing that. Please don't get me wrong there. But what I'm saying is that I wanted clients that were coming to me for me and for my artistry. What this did is that those clients now only have to make one decision when they book an appointment with me, that that price point is acceptable and I'm willing to pay that price to be her client. Okay, that like significantly impacted my turnover rate as an artist with my clients. The only time now that my clients really leave me is if something happens in their life, whether they move away, whether they become pregnant, whether, financially something happens with them. They are no longer getting lash extensions nowadays. Of course, I'm sure, clients that have left and go to another artist, I'm sure. That being said, though, my turnover rate nowadays is so far and few between that I've had my books closed because I couldn't accommodate new full sets as often as I was being booked. So I've had my books closed now for 5 years, 4 years, 4 years. And that has helped so much with my turnover rate because, like I said, they only have to make one decision when booking with me.
Right. So I'm gonna play the other side really quick and go, okay, if somebody listening is like, yeah, okay, good for you, your clients aren't leaving you. But what do you do if they only come back with 15% of their lashes on? What if they only do this and you only have one option and they walked in your door and you only have an hour to do it? Like, I know that stresses people out a lot. What's your answer for that?
Yeah, I book extra buffer time for every single appointment.
Ooh, I do too.
I always do. And here's the thing, in my opinion, if you want to be a luxury lash artist, you aren't counting the seconds. I think that having time buffered in between your appointments to be able to accommodate your appointment that day is so important. It's so important that you get time to eat, pee, sanitize, everything you need to do in between your clients, as well as if they come in with a shed, maybe they went through a cyclical shed that appointment before and they need an extra 15, 20 minutes at the end of their appointment to get them fully filled again. I have that time in my schedule to be able to accommodate that.
You just can't do it every time. You have to be discerning
Sure.
with your time. If I had somebody come back with 30% of their lashes on and they were like, yep, I picked at them again, I would go, okay, great. I will do everything I can with the hour that we have. Go
Yep,
ahead and lay down. Right. And
absolutely.
they just know that they're not going to get as full that time. And I don't let that be my responsibility, actually.
Yep. And
I do give them my best, but I don't let it be my responsibility.
yeah, and for your next appointment, and for the next appointment, you might say, so for our next appointment, we might want to do an extended fill just to make sure that we can kind of do a catch up appointment for our next appointment. Totally. I've done that a bunch for years. Nowadays, I can generally get a full set done in 2 hours. So if I book 2 hours for an extended fill, I can definitely get a full set done in that hour or sorry, in those 2 hours if they come in with a little bit less. So I don't have to reschedule appointments anymore. And I would rather have longer days where I have breaks in between my clients that I can do other work. I can create content. I can go get food. I can take a nap if I really need to. I can clean my studio. I can do anything that is busy work within my business in between that time while I'm at the studio. So I don't have to do it at home when I leave the studio that evening. I would rather have extra buffer time in between my clients rather than A, them feeling rushed, B, that I had to reschedule appointments, C, have them have the chance or possibility to not book a future appointment with me because it's going to be extra amounts, whatever it might be. So if they can book an appointment that accommodates their needs, that being said, I tell my clients what they need. So I tell my clients based on their specific lash line and their retention, their growth rate, how long they're wanting to go in between fills, this is the appointments that you need to book. I also book the appointments for them. So I always in person after every one of
Yes.
my appointments, my clients don't leave until we look at all of their future appointments, make sure that it works still for their schedule. If they need to make any rescheduling arrangements, we do it right then and there in person, as well as I get them booked with the appointments that they need according to their lash line at that point and how many weeks they're going in between myself. So they don't even I'm doing it for them.
You're
So I'm
taking away the obstacles
Yes.
to coming to see you. You're taking away anything that would hinder them from booking that appointment.
Yep. And it's much more convenient for them because they know all they have to do is put it in their calendar from then on. I don't give my clients the option to book online when they're a reoccurring client with me. They have the option. Please believe they have the option. But I don't let my clients leave by saying, okay, so for your next appointment, you can just book it online.
Yeah,
Because
because they won't book it until all of their eyelashes have fallen off and they're like, oh crap, it's too late now. And then they have to wait another 4 weeks to get in.
So, this is just a form of being a proactive scheduler and a proactive lash artist within your business because recurring clients and recurring fills is what pays your bills as a lash artist. So, we need to make sure that we are ensuring A, the quality of our work, B, the easiest amount of checkouts booking process that we possibly can, and the convenience for our clients so that there's no reason for them to not come back to you unless there is something like actually hindering them from coming back to you, right?
Yeah, and I think I'd like to touch on, even though this isn't where we're at, I'd like to touch on the fact that if you are afraid of pre-booking, I can't tell you how many people I've coached into learning how to pre-book their clients, and it's okay because it's something that is intimidating for all of us. I used to be so intimidated by it for years and years, right? I had to shift my mindset to go, oh my gosh, I'm actually serving them and doing them a huge favor by
Mm-hmm.
offering and always pre-booking. It's never going to be an inconvenience to somebody to pre-book. And if they legitimately can't, they'll just look at you and tell you they can't. But you're taking something off of their plate and off of their mind and off of their schedule, and you're serving them and doing it for them.
Mm-hmm.
You're not forcing anybody to do anything. It's actually kind. It's thoughtful. Don't be afraid to pre-book your clients.
I'll even book my clients if they text me. To this day, I still have a booking site.
Yep.
And if my clients text me, which the majority of them do, they will text me and say, I need to reschedule this day or I need to move it this day. And I will still manually text them and say, hey, here's the next date that I have available. Does this work? They'll say yes or no, whatever. And I will manually go in and change their appointments for them still, even if it's over text, because I want to make it as convenient for them as possible. And to me, this is a part of that luxury experience for them. If you have it in your bio that says online booking only, no DMs available, like do not DM me about booking an appointment. If you are unavailable for questions, you are making it impossible for new potential clients to book appointments with you, especially if you have a service menu that's complicated. Somebody might want to DM you and be like, hi, I really, really want to come to you for your work. I love your work. It's so beautiful. I want to wear it on my eyes for the rest of my life. They could be your most ideal client. And if they feel uncomfortable sending you a DM because they just don't know what to book, you've just lost a client that way.
So how do you go about giving your clients every option in the world,
Mm-hmm.
or even like having 1, 2, and 3 week fills that are an hour or an hour and a half each? Like, how do you go about simplifying that and explaining it to clients? Because like some clients, like those clients that come in for like a 45-minute whenever they want, and it's never really enough, but like they don't want to book a more expensive service, like you're going to be telling them that this is the time frame that you come in at, and this is how much the appointment is going to be. So their appointments in their mind, their appointments are going to get more expensive. Some people might want to book an hour and a half or 2 hours with you every single time because they just are the neediest, and I've had those. But how do you go about converting all of those clients into single fill price clients?
Are you talking about per week?
Like, how do you have that conversation? Like, it's like you've chosen to go, okay, I'm going to have one full set price and I'm going to have one fill price.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is from the perspective of a lash artist going, okay, but now I have to tell all of my clients that I changed it.
So, I mean, the best way that I can explain it is that I have two fill options. I have a regular fill option, which is an hour, and I have an extended fill option, which is 90 minutes. I book out 2 hours for extended fills, and I book out 90 minutes for regular fills. So they are booking 60 and 90 minutes of my time for me to be able to lash them. What they do with that time is up to them. If they want to show up 20 minutes late, I will lash them with the rest of the time that they have booked on my schedule. That being said, I tell them, okay, so based on your growth cycle, based on how frequently you want to come in for your appointments, based on how you like to upkeep your lashes, whether you have the clients that want to keep them, so full all the time and they need them to be perfect. And if one lash falls out, then they want to fill, right? Then you would say, okay, then you're going to want to book a regular fill at the 2-week time period. And you just simply lay it out for them instead of making it complicated and where you're like, oh my gosh, now what do I do for my clients? You need to take the initiative as the artist and just tell your client what they should be booking. I've had clients that they will book themselves a regular fill, for example, and I will text them immediately when I see that notification come through and I say, hey girl, I saw that you booked the regular fill appointment, but based on your lash line and it being, 6 weeks out or 4 weeks out or whatever, I'm going to change this to an extended fill. Are you okay with that? And they're like, oh, totally. Like,
You're
no worries.
leading
I
them.
totally understand. You're just leading them. And it makes it easier. It makes it easier both for you and that client. Okay. So let's get into the how-to about this because we've been keeping going on and I could talk about the whys for forever. And you guys, these kids in the background, I can hear them in my headphones and I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm just imagining you have a basket full of kittens.
Oh, perfect. That's so cute. I love that vision. I don't, but
Wouldn't it be great if you did?
So cute. Yeah. Okay. So, the when it comes to booking a style, and I think that was originally your question that we off railed from. How do you tell did you say how to tell your client that what style that they have options now?
No, that's okay. I think you covered it. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think the other question
that up.
is if I have been having this like service menu, I feel like a lash artist could go, oh my gosh, I'm taking options away from my client. How can they know what I have to provide for them if it's not there?
Yeah. So I have 2 options on my menu at this point. I have a Classic Plus, which is unfanned 0.02 lashes, probably 5 or 6 of them. And I have a Mega Volume full set option. Those are my 2 options of the density styles that I offer. That being said, all of the customizations are done in person at their consultation. So style choices, mapping, lengths, whether they want wispy, whether they want a perfect line, whether they want, 15 millimeters, whether they want 9 millimeters, whether they want a cat eye, a doll eye, a universal eye, regardless, that is during the consultation. So how I like to describe it is what I put on my menu is I have one full set price for all of it. They can book a classic set, they can book a Mega Volume set. Either one's going to be $300. That's what's on my current menu. If you offer hybrid and volume, same thing. The only thing that I put on my menu is what is the density that they are choosing. It's not the style preference. It's how full they want their lashes. That can be Googled, and that could be much easier. A lot of people understand classic, hybrid, volume, mega volume nowadays. If they're a seasoned, lash extension where I'm sure that a lot of people have done some research or have talked to their BFF that have lash extensions at that point, and they're like, this is the set that I want. This is the density that I want. Okay. So regardless of the style that or the density that they're getting, the styling comes during the consultation. So somebody will book a Mega Volume set on a Mega Volume full set. And they'll come in and they'll show me their inspo photos. And I say, okay, I'm looking at this and this actually looks like a Classic Plus set. Let's customize this and let's do a Classic Plus set for you today. I think this is what's going to better fit your needs and better suit your goals for what you want on your lashes. And then we'll go about, I ask them a slew of questions. If they're a foreign fill, which I always recommend having a foreign fill option on your menu, I will always accept foreign fills. Or if they are somebody not wearing lash extensions, we'll kind of adjust what kind of questions that I'm asking. But I'll say, have you ever worn lash extensions before? What did you love about them? What did you not so much love about them and want to experience differently this time? What kind of lash style do you normally wear? Do you wear strip lashes right now? Do you have photos of you wearing those strip lashes? I'll ask a number of questions regarding what style they want, including looking at their inspo photos. And then that style is that's how you change the style and customize the style in person during the consultation. Changing your service menu though. Here's the thing with full sets. You can change your full set options at any given time. You do not have an obligation to recurring clients to give anybody any notice. I would not post it on your social media that
Never.
you are changing your full set prices.
Sorry, that was aggressive.
I caveat that by saying always do right by people. If you have current clients booked at your current prices for full sets, honor the prices that they booked those appointments at, always.
Yes.
From now on, though, if you were to change your menu today and your full sets are now one full set price, anybody that books from today on is now in with the price that they booked their appointment at. Okay. So at any given time for your full sets, you can change that appointment. You can change that appointment cost because you don't owe anybody that's not your current client a reason. They have nothing to you have nothing to explain to somebody who's not booked an appointment with you. Tress, did you
I
have
have one thing to add right there. I have over the years had a client or two or a few that are like full set repeat offenders. Like they will run out. They won't book their appointment. Like they're consistently booking a new full set with me every couple of months. Those people, because it's easy to identify them, I will message them. You don't have to, but I will message them and go, "Hey, I know that you regularly book full sets with me. Just giving you a heads up," because it's kind. But like for the most part, I 100% agree with you. Like I never told anybody when my full sets went up. And I certainly never posted it on social media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because your social media following is not a current booked client with you. That being said, when you change your service menu with your fills, you do need to give notice to your recurring clients, okay? That also should not be on social media. No policy changes, no price changes, nothing, you guys, needs to be on social media. I do not believe in posting your policies and posting your prices and posting any sort of changes happening within your business unless it pertains to your social media following. It doesn't need to be posted on social media. Everything can be dealt with in-house on an individual basis. So I will send an email out. When I changed my service menu, I did a number of things all at the same time, which I don't necessarily fully recommend. But I kind of hit a wall and I was like, this is what I'm doing and this is what I want my menu to look like. So I'm changing my prices. I'm changing what styles that I'm offering. And I removed hybrid and volume off of my schedule. And I think I also removed classic at one point too. And I did everything all at one time. And I required a card on file and I did all of these things. I don't necessarily recommend doing that. But if I were you, if you currently are somebody that has different prices for different styles on your service menu, this is how I would clean it up. I would take all of the styling options off of your menu, period. Take it back down to the basics. If you are somebody that wants to niche down and you are more of an experienced or more intermediate lash artist, level right now, and you are at a point that you no longer want to do a set or you're wanting to start niching down because you have a full book of clientele, I would just remove the full set options that are not the type of set that you want to be doing on your menu, and I would only offer that one full set option. Okay. That being said, your fills, I would change it on your service menu and I would send a message via email and in person, same way that I would notify my clients if I was raising my prices, just that there's going to be a restructuring happening of my service menu and this is how to read it. So you're not saying if you want to raise your prices at the same time, you can certainly send out that announcement as well. But right now I'm just talking about how to restructure your menu online and making it so that your clients know how to book themselves.
And you tell them, I'm doing this to make your life easier. I love explaining to my clients that I'm making updates for them. Like, I'm doing this so that you have a better experience and we can do like a complete customization for you. You know what I mean? Like, if people feel like it's about them, instead of like, I'm doing this because I need my business to be easier. Like, if people feel like it's about them or even are told that it's about them, they'll respond better to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would let them know the same way that I would be letting them know that I was upping my prices. I would send out an info email of a restructure of my service menu. At the time that I did this, I everything was going on at one time, so I sent out multiple emails. I can't remember honestly at this point. I don't think that I raised my prices at the exact same time. I may have, but what I did do is I took out hybrid and volume, like I said, and instead of when I made my full set price, I made it so that it was the highest current priced on my menu. I did not drop my mega volume or my hybrid back down to my classic full set cost. I made my classic the same price as my mega volume. So when I was choosing my full set price, I didn't raise my price, but I raised one style or one set of the price. So I did. I did make that difference when I raised my prices. However, anybody that was currently getting mega volume, their prices weren't changing and nothing was affecting from them. So I made that disclaimer in my email that this could affect only some of you, but I'm just letting you guys know that this is how the new service menu is going to be looking, and here's how to book. You can also ask me in person if you're confused about what you should be booking moving forward, and we can also get you booked at your appointments for your future upcoming appointments always. So if you're confused about this, please ask me. You can even add in an FAQ section in this email if you feel like that's necessary, just to answer any extra questions that somebody may have, or any questions that you may have already been asked. And then from there, you can change it on your website or on your booking site, wherever you have your service menu listed, and you can move forward from there.
I'd like to add one thing for lash artists who are like me or are a little bit more in the beginning stages of things. When I was a full-time working lash artist, I never had a booking site. I booked everything myself. Part of it was taking care of clients, and part of it was because I didn't want to have a booking website. And I never, I had a website where my prices were listed, but I never had a client email list because I just dealt directly with them via phone number. It was a different time and a different place, but
yeah.
I also know that there are lash artists out there that operate like that, and that's okay if that's how you're choosing to operate right now. So I had a conversation with all of my clients personally when this happened. I wouldn't send out a mass text. I wouldn't send out like a social media notification. I literally needed, because of the way I chose to do business, I literally needed to have a conversation with each and every one of them. And so I would set aside time in my mind at the end of every appointment to go, hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm making some cool updates, and these are the things that are going to be changing because I know they're going to make your life easier. And that's like why I use that language, is because every time I changed something, it was for me to serve them better. And so if you use that language, if you literally say, this is going to help me serve you better, this is going to help your booking experience be better, this is going to help us communicate better or keep your lashes fuller longer, they'll be like, oh, okay, great. And all you have to do is have like a super kind conversation with them. You don't need to stress about it. You don't need to sit down. You don't need to like sweat or cry or fret that somebody's going to be mad at you. They're not going to be mad at you. They are coming to you for a service. They know you're a service provider, and they know that you have to do what's best for your business, and if it's what's best for them too, that's beautiful. So if you're in a place you don't have an email list, you don't maybe have a booking website, that's okay. Just have a kind conversation with every one of your clients. At the end of about a month, when you should have seen all of your clients through at least once, if there's anybody else outstanding that you know that like comes into you every once in a while, or like that full set person every 3 months, go ahead and send them the update via text. Just like don't have it be a mass text. That can get messy. Go ahead and send it via text or send out a few texts. You can even remind them if you book things manually, you can, at their next appointment, you can say, just a reminder, when we book your next appointment, like these updates, just a reminder that these updates happened or went into effect. I just always like to add in the conversational part because it can feel really personal in a great way.
If you guys haven't listened to our How to Raise Your Prices Without Losing a Client episode, there's a lot of principles that apply from that episode to this episode. both concepts. Whenever you're changing your service menu in general, those are good principles to kind of adopt and processes to move forward with. You guys,
Thank you to Erin and your kittens for like really taking the lead on this. I know that you have more comprehensive experience in doing this than I do. I kind of stumbled into it a long time ago, but Erin has helped a lot of people change their price list to be more like this, and it's been really helpful for her students, and I think it's beautiful. So thank you for leading the way on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm so happy to help. There's a fly flying in my
I'm
face.
dealing with the same thing. So on that note, we love you guys. We'll see you next time.
So much.
Okay, bye.